So the question becomes, can you use an Instant Pot to sterilize solution for liquid culture? Now, I've used the Instant Pot for pretty much every other step in growing mushrooms. I've used it to sterilize grain spawn jars, to pasteurize bulk substrate. So I thought it was worth a try. And I'm really excited about liquid culture. It's made my growing of mushrooms so much more convenient, so much easier, and so much faster that I am sold on liquid culture. So to actually be able to create some of my own jars would be amazing. Now, before I get into the recipe and the process, I want to I want to give a big thank you to Kim. I really appreciate the feedback and all the directions you gave. The recipes in the process that I'll be sharing today is taken directly from, or at least inspired by, Kim's wisdom. So thank you so much, Kim. So the recipe I used for each of these pint jars is 1 tablespoon of the light Karo syrup, 1/4 cup of the coconut water, and that went into each of these jars, and then I filled up the jar until the fill here line. There's like a for freezing fill to here. So and I just filled the rest up with water. Then I mixed it real well. And in each of the jars, you'll also notice that there's a little pebble. That is to help stir and break up the mycelium when it comes time to remove some from the jar. That was another suggestion made to me by Kim. Now, ideally, that would be a stirring rod, magnetic stirring rod, but I don't have a magnetic stirrer, so maybe in the future, if this works out and I really go crazy for the liquid culture, I'll invest in one of those. But that is not this time. So after I mixed that all together, I mixed it up, put the cap on, and I put all 3 of the jars in the machine, in the Instant Pot. I just hit manual to have use the default high temperature, but I turned the time. Default time on this model is 60 minutes. And if you want to know what model this is, be sure to check the description in the comments. Probably I'll be posting links to where you can get this Instant Pot. But I had to hit the time down button to go down to 30 minutes. So I did 30 minutes on high heat, and that may have been too much, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And I ended up injecting 2 of the jars. But the reason why it might be too much is, let's look at the color of these jars starting out. They're all very different colors, and 2 of them are very light color of yellow, which makes me think caramelization happened. So maybe 30 minutes on high in the Instant Pot is too much. So maybe in the future I'll try less. We'll see if these grow. Now, the one that looks really clear and colorless is unfortunately a jar I cannot use. And I'll explain what's different about these jars, but this jar actually cracked. I don't know if you can really see that crack. Yes, you can. That is cracked, so it's leaking a little bit. That's why it's on the paper towel. I will not be using this jar, which is unfortunate because this jar is the one that had distilled water in it, which is often the recommended type of water to use. This one is tap water, but it's filtered tap water. And number 3, or the 3 spect one, is actually rain water out of my rain barrel, which did not look 100% clear and colorless when it came out of my rain barrel. So that's probably why that color is particularly dark. But even this one, the tap water, ended up being slightly off color, which is strange because the distilled water wasn't. So is this coloration due to caramelization? Was it due to something else? Was it due to pH as well? Because I do have water that's a little bit on the hard side. So that'll be interesting to see if these develop. Now, again, I can't unfortunately use this one. I have a little bit more distilled water, so maybe I'll try another jar. I'm guessing, since there was absolutely nothing different other than the type of water I used for these 3, that this may have been just a defect. Sometimes micro fractures in jars can actually cause them, defects can cause them to actually break in a pressure cooker. So that's a little bit of wisdom for those who either are canning or growing mushrooms, that sometimes jars are just weak and can't take the pressure, the heat and the pressure, because I did use a spacer to make sure these jars were not touching the side. But anyway, enough of that tangent. So can inject this one, but I did take a new syringe of pink oyster mushrooms, and I injected about 1.5 mils of the liquid culture syringe. So be very clear. Liquid culture syringe, 1.5 mils into each of these. I made sure to shake up the syringe to make sure we got a good amount of the mycelium from the liquid culture syringe to go into our jar. And you can see it kind of floating around on the bottom there. I made sure a good amount went in. And I'm going to keep this in a nice warm area to try to provide the best habitat that I possibly can for that mycelium to grow, and we'll see how it goes. So if you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe because you'll definitely want to stay updated about what's going on with these jars. I'm really excited to finally go down this path. I know a lot of people have asked about it. Thank you so much again, Kim. I really appreciate all the help and wisdom that you were able to provide. I'm sad the distilled water did not work out, but we will be trying this experiment again and again and again. And those more familiar with liquid culture, can you tell me if this is too dark? Because I tried to go online and look at various mushroom growing forums, and they often show caramelized jars that are much darker than this. It's more like, well, it looks like a certain bodily fluid, a nice golden color. So I think this might be okay. But anyway, please let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining me on this journey.